Hey, how's it going? Mike Gross here, Rockin Guitar Lessons. Hope you're doing good. Make sure to take a second and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet. Very active channel, and hit that notification icon, and it'll update you every time. If you do it right, you can do this. Thank you guys, man. Really appreciate you. Quick CVT or a tutorial on a CVT guitar lesson service that I offer. That stands for Custom Video Tabs. I also have another service called Custom Tabs, which is CT, and they're offered for guitar and bass. Now, 90% of us are guitar players, right? And then 89% are guitar players that switch to bass, right? Something like that. But the majority want guitar, but I do offer bass, and basically what they are is whatever it is that you want to learn on guitar, which in most cases people want to learn how to play songs. Of course, you can just pull up any old thing on YouTube and find 583 different ways to play it, and they're all right? But this is what I do. This is what I've done my whole life. It's actually how I learned to play. Wasn't able to get lessons, so I really depended on my ear and my record player. And then after record players, that depended on my ear and a cassette tape, and so on. So it really sharpened my ear, which is what I really use for my job. Accuracy is always at the forefront of my mind when I'm doing these. What I do, unless you want simplified versions, that's totally fine too, and that does happen. Show you what I'm talking about. If you've been playing a little bit, you're familiar with guitar tabs. So each one of those lines you see there is a guitar string. So that's string 6, that's string 1. It's upside down. I know that's whoever invented tabs, that's how they did it. In other words, this is low E, this is the high E. So E, A, D, G, B, E. I write in sections. You'll have like a parenthesis start here, and then I'll put section 1A, or sometimes I'll put intro. And then I write in the numbers. The numbers are the frets that you're playing, and they're written on the string. So that's how you know which one you're going to be playing. If you had a 5 on this line here, then on the guitar, it's fret 5 right there. So, and if it's a chord, say you're strumming an A major, then you would see everything stacked in a line telling you to strum it. Now with these, let's say you pick, I don't care, this is something everyone's heard, Crazy Train from Ozzy, Randy Rhoads. You would have like section 1, section 1A, and then if it repeats, which it probably will, I'll just put like 4 times. And then next section comes up, it may be the pre-chorus, or the verse, and that'll be section 1B. And they're just sectioned in these groups from parenthesis to parenthesis. Double dots I use, which in music notation that stands for repeats. I just let you know how many times repeat it. In other words, what I'm getting at is no sense in if they're playing the intro 4 times and writing the intro out 4 times. That's silly. The idea with tabs, they're great, but it's a useful tool to help you memorize what you're going to be playing, because eventually you want to set these down, right? And just be able to play, unless you're in an orchestra setting or something like that, which is very super rare. So, and then you hit the pre-chorus, that will be section 1C. You may hit the chorus after that, that'd be section 1D. And if you have a breakdown, that may be section 2A. And however many times, you know, they repeat, like I said, that's notated. So with these custom video tabs, now that I explained how the tabs work, is it doesn't have to be the whole song. It's a paid service, so if you're confident with the parts you already know, don't pay me to do it. That's silly. It doesn't make sense. So the parts that you aren't sure about, then you hit me up. So they're very detailed in that sense. And what I like you guys to do, I use YouTube. That's it. YouTube in my ears, my guitar and amp, and my tab paper. And so I'll pull up, you know, usually like I'll go to the official YouTube channel or whatever, grab the song off there, and I timestamp these. So you'll have section 1A, and it'll probably say 001. Means it's timestamped for starting at 1 second in. And then every so often, and then definitely at every change of a section you'll have timestamps, but I also put timestamps within sections. And they come in really handy, especially on soloing. You've heard me talk about subgrouping and all that stuff. you can kind of use timestamps like a subgrouping to go over this 5-note riff over and over, you know, if you're going, you know, I don't have a pick. So say you're doing like just a pentatonic thing. So if you're going, that may be a good subgroup. That's what I call a 6 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll timestamp those so they're more in bite-sized pieces and you work on them in their smaller form, because if you take the solo to, I don't care what it is, it could be, well, let's use Mr. Crowley, since we're on a Randy Rhoads kick, or I am. That solo's like a orchestrated piece, man. It's just amazing. A lot of parts in it, so it's important to have those little pieces where you can work on and make sure your technique's right, your pick directions, which I add in these, the fingerings involved. And if you don't want those, let me know. I do have some students that they don't want the fingering. They've been playing a while. They don't need them. So if you don't need them, cool. It's one less thing you'll have on your tab paper. But I offer that because if you need it, you need it. I put the, okay, so you may be doing the full song, but you already know the chorus, but you want the whole rest of the song, including the guitar solo. So that is what custom means. V stands for video. It means you're going to have a lesson on video of your CVT lesson, whatever it is that we're doing. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a song. It could be just a solo, how to improve your soloing for rock or country or blues or metal, whatever. Maybe you want to just improve on your rhythm playing and learn different chords up and down the neck. Maybe you just need some inspired ideas with riffs. I can custom tailor the lesson to whatever it is that you want. And that's also for bass, and that includes acoustic, obviously. And then, so that's CV. T stands for tabs. We've already discussed that. So, and then I have a cover sheet with these that explains any of the techniques that you will find. They may not all be in your particular CVT lesson, but nonetheless, it's a standard introduction sheet that I put on all my CVT lessons. You'll have the tuning, of course, and then I also put the effects that are in the song. So say they got a delay on the chorus, or maybe they're using a delay throughout the whole song. It does happen. That'll be notated. Reverb, which is a super popular one. Maybe a chorus, a flanger, a phaser, an octave pedal. So any of that would be notated as well. If you look here, I have a spot for the effects. I also, in your edits, will put the basic EQ, which you can EQ your amp to get you in the ballpark of what the song is. There are players out there, we've all been there, that don't realize they can get that fuzzy, crunchy distortion sound. They're not sure how to do it. So it only takes a second to do, so I do that for you. But I try to get it, you know, if it's a heavy song, the gain's going to be up. Turn it to 11. If it's John Mayer, you may have a gain on 3. It's just a ballpark idea. So you'll have that sound somewhat close to the song you're working on, if you go the song route, okay? I think I covered it all. Anything that you would find in that CVT lesson that comes across will be on that cover sheet that I was talking about earlier. Once your lesson is done, the tabs are scanned and sent to your email with a link to your video, okay? If you go the CT lesson route, that's just custom tabs. There will be no video. Payment options are Zelle, Cash App, and PayPal. I should have talked about that first, but after you make your payment, then I schedule you and I'll give you an ETA. We'll exchange cell numbers. I like to do that. If you have questions after you get your CVT lesson, which rarely happens, but it has happened, that's part of the paid service. Contact me and we're going to make sure everything is clear and that you understand everything. If you have any, and most of my guys are repeat customers that come month after month. But if you're a new person, you know, some of this will be new to you. So by all means, if we need to communicate about it, let's do it, okay? So I guess to wrap it up, the last thing that I'll say here is if you're interested in having a CVT or a CT lesson done, email me, rockinguitarlessons@hotmail.com, but give me as much information as you can about what you want, because I'm going to get you a price based off of that, okay? So if you want the whole song in solo, then let me know. matter of fact, if you want to send me the link to it, that's even better. The more info you can give me, the better. If you need it simplified, if you need it in a different key, if you're not going for the exact way they play it, because maybe it's just out of your realm, I can simplify stuff to where you can play it and it'll still sound like the song. That's what I do. So that's it, guys. I feel like I left something out, but I didn't. I don't think I did. It basically, custom means that whatever it is you want to learn, and like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be a song. You know, it could be you just want to improve on your rhythm playing and you don't want to go the song route. That's totally fine. You want to improve on your soloing, but you don't want to work on Mr. Crowley or Stairway to Heaven or whatever it may be. All Along the Watchtower. You know, you pick what you want to learn. All right, guys. So email me, rockinguitarlessons@hotmail.com. We can get you going. I will give you an ETA on that. That's an estimated time of arrival of when your lesson will be done. It's just an ETA. It depends on how many lessons I have before you, because these aren't lessons that they just take 30 minutes and I'm done. I mean, they're a full song with solo and tabbing that all out and getting all the information. It takes time. So I never rush these CVT lessons. I don't. And that's how I have to keep it. So I just give you, it may be a 7-day wait, it may be a 10-day wait, it may be 2 weeks, it may be 2.5, it just depends. You'll know when you contact me and I pull out my schedule. All right, guys. Hey, be sure once again to subscribe to this channel, share these videos with people you know. People hit me up that are in cover bands and tribute bands often and want help, and they use this service for that. And a lot of people just like it because they want to, you know, improve on their playing. And I think going the song route, me personally, that's how I did it, is a very effective route. I know it is. I know it is, as long as I've been teaching. So you don't have to read traditional music notes and have all this tons of theory to be a good player. My hero, Eddie Van Halen, didn't play a note, or didn't read music at all. So he says he didn't. He may have known a tiny bit, but I mean, the guy's just, it was all in his fingers and his passion and drive, man. Very gifted. And we all have that in us. We just got to find the best way to learn for us, okay? So until next time, I'm Mike Gross, talking about CVT and CT guitar lessons. I hope you're doing great, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep rocking.